obviously on 2020. Let me explain something. This year is definitely interesting. Remember how I said there's like a new lockdown going in place? Well, apparently they're potentially going to be pretty strict about it. Meaning, I understand, like, obviously it is very important to stay inside and be as safe as possible. But I also understand that puts a little bit of a damper and puts me into a weird situation because I am navigating all of this just as much as everybody else. Like, I'm navigating, you know, being an adult, being a literal new person in the world outside of school. Like, this is technically only my second year out, and during a pandemic, which is so new to everybody. So obviously, like, personally speaking, it's kind of a lot to figure out like what to do. Now obviously, as you know, I am still only here for a short amount of time anyway until I go on back for the holidays, but during this time, like, I have this pressure to do everything I wanted to accomplish this year. I also have a lot of restrictions on that, and not only do I have restrictions on that, but I have this underlying fear of just making sure things are okay. Also, I had another very apocalyptic end of the world dream last night, and they're getting easier to go through, which is, I don't know how I feel about that. But anyway, we're here, we're thriving, we're having a good time. So today I am picking up those costumes. I might swap out my shampoo because, funny enough, I accidentally bought the wrong shampoo, and it's the same brand, it's the same color, but it quite literally is not the same thing, and I don't think it's working. So yeah, like, go to see about that. But other than that, obviously come back. I have a phone interview for another potential job that I just heard about, so that's pretty cool. Totally random, but like, okay. And I just like like, I just collectively realized, due to scheduling plus obviously everything else going on, that when it comes down to filming, I'll probably film like the pickup lines, but as it goes for the new scenes with the new actors, I probably will not be able to film that this week, which is very disappointing because I was very excited to finally get that done. But luckily I did all the prep work to get to that point, so putting it together will be a lot easier when that happens, but I don't really believe it's meant to happen this week. Also, fires broke out a little bit south, but that means the air quality has gone up to like 100 something again today, and it's a little bit warmer than it normally gets. And today's the day I drove out, so this is interesting, to say the least. Oh, and because of these whole orders and everything, I think it's specific to LA County, but that means that when it comes down to the parties that I'm still scheduled for in person, I kind of have to decide my comfort level and what I think is okay. And again, I don't know. Nobody knows. Like, it's one of those weird things of like, yeah, it could be fine, but like, health-wise, is it okay? You know, like, if I get pulled over, like, is this enough of an excuse to be out and working? Or like, could I get fined or possibly end up in jail for literally just trying to live my life? Like, it sounds dramatic, but it is. Like, that's literally where my mind is. And I just, yeah, you can only make so many decisions in general. And I have no context to this, so like, it's kind of a lot to think about and to feel, and like, I don't know, it's a lot. So that's my morning so far. So that means I won't be able to do the photo shoot on Sunday like I planned to. That means I am not filming all of the rest of the web series as I planned to on Friday, but I've still got some other things going on, and you know, personally, I think I'm probably still okay to work the party that I'm supposed to do this weekend, plus the virtual ones are still fine, so we're good. But yeah, like, it's just getting more complicated, I feel. But at the same time, like, overall, am I still okay? Am I still thriving? Am I still very grateful for this wonderful life despite all of the chaos? Of course I am, because, you know, I think if nothing else, being grateful is what's important, and really just being appreciative of the things that are going well, even in a sea of things that aren't, are good. Like, if nothing else, this year has given me a very peaceful mindset and pushed past a lot of paranoia and fear that obviously was very existent before, and I think is getting better, but I'm still being tested, and I've been tested so much this year. So I don't know, that's my update. I don't think this is the most entertaining content in the world to be watching, but if nothing else, it might be helping you through something too, and it's definitely nice for me at least to talk it out and actually document like how things are actually going. Like, I don't think I ever really showed this much personal mindset stuff before, and here we are. So I hope I'm coming across okay. Like, obviously, like, I don't know, perspective wise, things could be looking really bad, but things could also be looking pretty good, and I just choose as much as I can to just focus on the good, because like, why not? Like, seriously, why would you not want to? Like, what difference does it make, you know? So anyway, that's fun. Also, I forgot to mention this, but I'm really upset. The other day I was cleaning up some dishes and a dish fell, and it was fine, it turned out okay, but it fell right onto another dish, meaning my mug, and the handle just chipped off. So I still have it. I had to fish for it in a very disgusting and potentially highly dangerous place, but I did find it. And yeah, I'm gonna glue it back on sometime, but like, obviously hasn't happened. But yeah, this is like one of my favorite mugs ever. This is my go-to coffee mug. I use it legit every single morning when I have my coffee. So I started this year with breaking the mug. I'm pretty sure, I think it was that clear one. You can watch back to those vlogs to see if I talk about it. I honestly don't remember, but point is if I end the year kind of a similar way, that's cool. But like, typically that would have been something that would have made me very upset. I probably would have filmed about it. I probably would have cried a little. Like, seriously, that would be the old me reacting, and me now I'm like, no, that sucks, but like, I don't care. Like, I'm not as materialistic as I once was, and I think that's probably one of the best things that has really just felt liberating, is feeling that way. Like, I don't really think I ever was that much to begin with, but this is like extra proof of that. Like, crap happens, but like, it's nice to not feel so connected to the little things when the little things go wrong, because realistically it's the big stuff that matters. And the more I recognize that, the more I just feel relatively at peace about a lot of other little stuff that normally used to upset me, and now it doesn't. Granted, I do not get upset much. Why am I still rambling? I need to get ready and probably remember to take my B12 and vitamin C and all that. Okay, welcome to my 5-second glow up. I literally did this in 2 seconds because I quite literally miss wearing just a normal day out outfit. So we brought a fun dress, we've got decent hair, surprisingly okay, maybe it's not that great, and the tiniest amount of makeup humanly possible. I have a fun little sticky note of things to do today. Also saw some really weird like cosmic-y visions last night before I fell asleep. It was super vivid, never seen anything quite like that before. So I'm probably going to draw those later when I get back, but yeah, I got fun things to do, and it shouldn't take long to get there at all, which is awesome because, you know, no traffic makes my life a little bit easier. So yeah, I'm excited for today. It's actually pretty fun. I just hope the air is relatively okay. But yeah, feeling great. Let's go. Hello and welcome to a parking lot of a Trader Joe's. I'm in Sherman Oaks. I went on over, I picked up the costumes, everything super good. Pretty excited about that. Are people walking over? No, just I swear I'm not that paranoid in person, but here we are. Anyway, so I decided I did need a couple little things here just to have on hand, because when it comes down to dinner foods, I'm kind of low on stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'll pick up a few, get some sunlight, because I'm definitely going to be standing in a really long line. And I'm not kidding, Plum TJ's is still lit. In fact, it was a long line, but it moved fast, and everyone's really good about like keeping it as a very good system here, which I absolutely love. So good job, Trader Joe's, you did it again. I always feel comfortable getting groceries here, so we're good. That being said, it's definitely, the air quality is actually pretty bad. And I went from it being like in the 70s, like the low 70s, like basically just 70. And then like not even a full 10 minutes down the 405, immediately it gets so hot. Like, okay, it's like high 70s now. It's like 76 or whatever, but it feels really toasty. And the sun, like when it's cold, it's cold. In the sun, I'm like clearly fine wearing this. So if someone's seriously watching me vlog, so I'm gonna move it over. But point is I'm having a good day. The air's a little bit weird, but we're having a good time. I kind of wish I could just go and be normal. Is that PURA? So like, I'm pretty sure Perez Hilton is in the car right next to me. I could be wrong. I'm not going to be weird, but point of the matter is I'm having a pretty fun day. It's really chill, but I seriously, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to feel about this. I don't also know what I'm saying, but point of the matter is it's nice having a normalized day, even though it's totally not normal. It's nice feeling relatively normal. Does that make sense? Like, I'm still driving around. I really love this, and I know I'm gonna be back in a couple weeks. I know things are constantly changing. I get it, but also there's a lot of fun signs happening, and I also just feel really good about like where I am. Like, I just like, maybe the trickiness of this parking lot specifically, not the most thrilling thing, but just the idea of like being in LA, being like driving along in my car, just like bopping good tunes, having a good time, feeling really, really good. Like, I'm really proud and thankful of being here, and I think that's the point I'm trying to make. So anyway, cool. This view was so I'm on Mulholland Drive. This is that scenic overlook I didn't have my camera with the last time I came here, but I actually came here at night couple of weeks ago, I want to say. Actually, it's probably just a week. I have no sense of time. Anyway, yeah, so I'm at this really beautiful overlook. I went at night, obviously, before, so I was like stargazing and stuff. It was super pretty, but I figured go check it out in the day, and guess what, fam? It's still pretty. I was expecting a phone call at 4, but I guess they're not calling, and it's 4:14, so safe to safely assume that I can run to a bathroom and probably head back. Yeah, so not all missions were accomplished today, but we've had a lot of good ones, and the day is still relatively early. So I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna pick up some gas before, because I'm about half a tank again, and I want to just take care of it today so I don't have to worry about it on Saturday when I'm going to be out for another job. So this is where we're at, but it's like, there's like a guy taking photos, not of me, but like of the prettiness, and he's like low-key staring. I don't care. But yeah, we Gucci. So yeah, this is super pretty. Oh, 2 birds flew by. Cute. I really like this. It's straight up beautiful. Anyway, yeah. It's great. What? That sentence. I'm just gonna. Hello. Maybe it's because today is overcast and the sky is straight up white, which is never a thing, so excuse the sounds of the people outside. I understand there's a big old truck beeping. Anyway, it's Monday, and this weekend specifically has been interesting. If you can't tell, I'm over everything right now. Okay, let's try somewhere. We're gonna hope this is somewhat better. I meant to, obviously, as noted by last week, I wanted to film the rest of the web series. I was supposed to have a couple different parties, and like, yeah, as it turned out, basically I decided that, you know, my great inability to balance my existence has brought me to a crashing point. And you know I hit burnout. This isn't a surprise, it's a cyclic thing, but basically, until I learn how to take care of myself, go and get a normal amount of sleep every night, and actually like get movement in, eat healthy, like do all the actual normal basic stuff to stay sane in the world, and stop spending so much time on just trying to like do work stuff, because I do, like, we get it, I do a lot of work stuff. I'm constantly focused on my career and creativity and making things happen. But I think like in the process of that, I tend to miss out on taking care of myself and, you know, just going to sleep before 2 a.m. for like every night, and actually taking time to just like relax and have days where I don't do anything. And, you know, I really just have hit a point where I haven't really been as healthy as I could be, and I'm still in a high stress situation. I'm obviously a little bit panicky about the entire concept of, you know, just staying healthy as much as possible while also like flying back next week and being able to accomplish all the things I really wanted to this week, or cancel them out and then ultimately feel like a total failure, which sucks. But yeah, I think like it's been a lot, and I'm pretty moody and agitated if you can't tell, and I don't usually get like this, so this is a rare thing, I promise. But yeah, like it's looming today, and I'm kind of like upset about it. Like I'm just, I don't know, like I do feel better today because I did try to go to sleep. It was still basically 2, but I slept in till about like 11:30, maybe 12-ish. I actually had a pretty wholesome sleep. Like I reset the blankets and stuff, so I felt like I had a really good sleep. I had a headache for like pretty much the entirety of yesterday, but like it was just a little tension headache right there. I think it had to do with my sinuses. crying a bit certainly didn't help matters, but we're here today and we're a lot better. So I feel great. I still had a decent breakfast. I've been kind of figuring out work stuff, but then the second I realized how much I have to film and how much I don't really want to film it, I got a little bit anxious again. And to make matters worse, I'm kind of realizing that another new random symptom, which is a thing that happens with anxiety for me, I get random symptoms of things, and right now it's static. Like, it looks like I'm looking at a TV screen. I know this is called visual snow. I've always dealt with this on and off, but I'm like, is this a low iron thing that I should be worried about? Is this me just being anxious because there's a lot going on and I'm trying to handle it all and I kind of feel like crap in the process? Like, okay, yeah, maybe it is, but like, I don't know, like I just look around and it's really annoying. So yeah, that's where we're at. And like, I don't know, I just kind of want to be happy and get done the things I want to get done. But even the idea of going outside for a walk, just like, either it'll make me feel better or it won't, but because it's gloomy, I'm like, the lack of sun probably is gonna make me feel great. I'm running out of essentials again, but I really don't want to have to go pick anything up because I know there's a huge risk right now with going out. There's parties being rotated out for this upcoming weekend, which is, again, typically speaking, cool, but right now it's kind of a little hard for me to handle, especially because yesterday I was supposed to do a hosting party. It was kind of far, but I agreed that I would do it, and then not last second, but like the day before, around 3, I sent a message being like, if there's any way anyone else can actually take over for me, that would be great, because like there was a slight chance it would have been moved indoors and it was still a smaller party, but I just have to stay healthy and it was a risk, and it was kind of like not internally settling as well as other situations have. And because I am taking things like situation based, I had to ultimately decide, and sending that, like, it did work out. Somebody else was able to cover me, but I felt so bad. Like, I still kind of feel bad. I know it was like the right thing for me to do, just given how I was feeling. And obviously yesterday I didn't feel good at all. Like, I literally did nothing all day except for lay down, have a cry fest, and call home, and like my headache was awful. So technically speaking, and it wasn't like a full headache, it was just like sinus pressure. I should disclaimer that, like, I'm fine, we're healthy, we're good, it's just stress. Okay, but yeah, like, it was just really upsetting to have this party that in any other situation I would be there, like more than there. Like, I love doing this, so the idea that I had to do that like reminded me of when I felt like I had to fly back home back in March, when, even though, yeah, I was kind of like stressed, overwhelmed, and crap was happening, I wasn't ready to go back. I felt like I was being robbed of my life at the moment because I had so much going on, and having it all just stop because of the pandemic is frustrating. I understand there are definitely worse situations, and I'm not here to say anything against that. This is just my own personal experience right now, and that's that when I have to cancel out on something that I really enjoy doing because it's a risk, like, it's exhausting. And it's exhausting to constantly be making these decisions and trying to figure out how to start up life as an adult while also navigating a pandemic that nobody knows what's going on. And then I wake up wondering why the world looks like a staticky TV set. Like, it makes sense, okay? If you are living my life, you would totally understand where I'm coming from here. And obviously, like, I'm healthy, I'm thankful for my life, I love everything that's going on, I love these opportunities, but something that I really need to establish is how to take care of myself. And right now, like, I'm living extremes where if I'm in LA, I'm going for my dreams, my goals, my careers, my creativity, like hardcore, that's everything. Like, I want to just film through all of those audition tapes today, completely get done like a ton of work on some music. Like, obviously I want to be able to do all of that, but like, I go so much and then I burn out and I freak out, and then like my health is at risk just from burning out. And the burnout is really just to force me to take a break. And obviously when I'm back home, it's totally the opposite. I'm not really working on anything, and I'm just taking all the time in the world to just relax and take care of myself and really feel okay. But then like that in itself is in a way exhausting, because then I really miss having the motivation to do stuff. And then I'm afraid the motivation will never come back, even though it does. Anyway, that's like my explosive rampage on what is going on today. I know it's not the most entertaining thing, but yeah, so instead of going on and on about what I expect myself to do today, I'm going to just very quickly overview that if I get some of those filmed auditions together and send those out, that'd be great, because there's only a few of them, and technically speaking, it's not that much to work on. I definitely don't think I'm getting groceries today, even though I probably should, but I do not want to do that. And realistically, I think I might just go for a little bit of a walk, listen to some upbeat music, and hopefully that'll make me feel better. There's no guarantees, but typically speaking, I think I probably just need to get out, smell some fresh-ish air, and enjoy. And if I want to just come back and just lay down and fall asleep, maybe I'll end up doing that. If I want to just keep on going, I'll do that. Like, I'll literally take today to do whatever I want to do and feel like I can do, because yeah, I really just gotta manage my health. And will I go to sleep earlier tonight? Hopefully. Unrelated note, last night I ended up watching Into the Woods, which was on Stars, which was awesome because I had never actually seen that and I had always wanted to. So the fact that it was on was really cool. It was actually a really cool movie. Like, I actually really enjoyed it. It's very, like, surprisingly depressing by the end, and I didn't expect that at all, but overall it was a really great movie and I enjoyed it. So very cool, very insightful in comparison to yesterday. Yesterday was a big yikes. Today is like a better yikes. Happy Monday.